What's up, everybody? Welcome to part 2. If you're coming from part 1, I greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't seen part 1, I will put a link down below so that you guys can go watch it. But in part 1, I made these shorts, as you can see, extremely twerkable. Okay, yes, Lord, getting sweats. Alright, so this is part 2. You know what we do, and we're gonna be making the top part, so let's just jump right into it. Okay, so taking the leftover bits from the shorts, I have 2 pieces. I can show you 2 pieces here and 2 pieces here for the booby cups. And I'm gonna use a swimsuit to trace because I feel like this is the most similar of a shape to the top that she had on, so it'll be the easiest to duplicate. So I'm gonna trace that out and be back. So I layer all 4 pieces of fabric on top of each other, good sides to good side, and then I lay my pattern on and hem it, and now I'm gonna cut around and, you know, sew them together, but like on these parts only, and then sew the dart in the middle separately on each cup. Yeah. So separating all those pieces from each other, I folded them exactly in half so I know exactly where to sew the dart, and we're just going to sew a straight line going all the way up, slightly curved also, you know, so your boobs have room to fit in. I'm going to take it to the machine and sew. Came back, I got 2 darts. Okay, there we go. And the linings are going to be good side to good side so that when we sew the line on the curve here, so that it follows the natural curve of your bust line. Here you can see how professional of a hoe I am. The hoe professional, okay. Then we're going to cut perpendicular notches to lay the curves. So moving on to the straps, I got my 5th bandana and I turned it on the side because I want to cut them on the bias so that they lay a lot flatter. I'm just kidding, y'all, I don't know what I'm doing. But for real, I'm gonna cut it right here so I can get the most amount of fabric, and I'm gonna cut out 2 kind of like in a triangular straight type of like triangular type of thing. So I have my triangles all cut out. This first one I cut on the fold, so I only have to sew along one side and then flip it inside out, versus on this piece I cut it out in 2 separate pieces, so I have to sew up both sides and then flip it inside out. I then put them over the little breast booties, and you can see the top stitch here. But yeah, side note, they have every season of Degrassi on YouTube, by the way. Moving forward, so for the under bust line, I just measured out 17 inches again, just like how I did for the waist, and I'm going to cut that out on the fold, and I made sure I left seam allowance this time. We learning. Okay, but since I cut it out on the fold, when you open it, it's going to be this long piece, just like this, and then you're going to fold it vertically like this, vertically, lol, horizontally, and then you're going to sew a line and make sure the line is going to taper when you get to the end. I'll show you what I'm talking about in a second. See, so yeah, I know the line's not straight, it's not supposed to be, that's the taper, so that when I put it through the rings, that side is a lot smaller. So I made the waistband part and I put the little circle detail in there. It's not sewn down yet. I don't know if I'm gonna sew it down right here or if I'm gonna sew it down over here. I don't know, I haven't decided, but the cups are here. I decided to fold that piece over because it was so ginormous and it didn't fit on the boob part here underneath. So how we're gonna do this is fold it over just like this and sew straight across on this side too, and sew straight across. Oh, it didn't resonate in my brain that I was sewing with black thread this whole time, so here I am just threading a bobbin. So once I sewed my straps on there, I cut out 2 pieces of elastic shorter than the inner booby cup part, and I'll show you why. It has to be shorter because when you attach the elastic, you have to pull as you sew. Really take your time with this part because it's really easy to mess up. So the pulling as I sew is going to scrunch up that material and allow it to like hold my boobies and allow them to be sitting. Yes, Lord, sitting. So taking 2 more bandanas, I folded them in half and I'm just ironing all the creases out. And then I'm going to take a hoodie that I already own, place it on top of there, straighter of course, and then trace and then, you know, sew up the edges to make, you know, the hooded part of her outfit. So then after sewing along the curve there, you line them up, the seams, you line the seams up, good side to good side, and then you sew all along the outer edges. Well, after you pin. So you pin these 2 together and you sew all along the outer edge of it, and you leave the bottom open so you can flip it inside out. Here's the hood, super clean. Wow, oh wow. So then here I'm just gonna double tuck the edges in like this, like something like that, and then close it up and then sew down. I don't think y'all understand how fly I look. Like, wow. So I already started this process, but I just opened my PixArt app and I went to the free crop tool and I cropped all around myself after my photo shoot that I had in the backyard that I forced Kyle to take. Thanks, Kyle. But so I went to the free crop tool and I cropped all around myself, and now I'm just going in to fill in some of the details around my body, making sure I fill in some of the fur, and I got my fingers going down, filling in on the hardware on the side of my pants. The more time you take with this, the better it's going to look in the end. Like trying to get all into the details with the crevices and everything like that is only going to make your picture look better when it's over your background for your Photoshop. So I just went in and played with it, constantly previewing it, seeing where I was missing places. I kept getting like this white angelic glow around my body and I didn't know how to get rid of it, honestly. So I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna just roll with it, honestly. So it's cool. So you're just going in with the touches, and then when I was finished, I saved this cutout as a sticker, and I'll tell you why. Because going back in later, it's a lot easier to save it as a sticker than as a whole picture. So when I came back into the PixArt app, I already had my Girls in the Hood bandana background. I just went to Google and typed in lavender bandana and got the clip art for it. And then I pasted the Girls in the Hood in the corner and typed Kenny the Stallion in there, just how I'm typing my watermark right here. I typed Kenny the Stallion in the same way, in the same font, and placed it at the top. So I'm just adding a watermark. I don't think anyone's gonna steal my picture, honestly, because I'm not popping like that, you know. But still, in case my picture gets circulated, I want my name to be on the picture so people know where to find your girl, because you know. This is quality content. Like, what? Here we are at the end finally. Thank you so much for sticking it out with me. I know this was a long process. Honestly, I don't know where I'm going or where I'm going to wear this two-piece set to, but it's super cute and I'm obsessed with it. And honestly, I guess, this is the new supermarket fit. Catch me on Walmart, turning heads. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch y'all in my next vid. Peace out.